All in favor? 7-0. Suggested motion to move to accept the following gifts donations as detailed below. Chase Page picnic table. Department with CP&R for Edwards Family Children's Pond. Family of Donald Dill. Park bench. Cemetery Parks and Recreation. Anthony and Penny Stewart, a park bench for cemeteries, parks and recreation. Marcelo.
Second.
Dan. Discussion? All in favor? 0. Item number 5, Chairman and Town Manager's comments. Just want to say thank you to George Edwards and thank you to
Kathy.
I knew that. I'm just in awe. Thank you very much. I'm glad to see you have a application here to continue serving the town, and I'm sure George will as well. That's all I have.
Okay, we have a couple of items coming up in this meeting for discussion that will lap over into December for decisions, but at least one of them absolutely must have a decision in December. It's not a matter of comfort. It's a matter of what the legislature has given us. And we'll discuss that in a little bit. But there's no way, just know there is no way around it.
That's the FMLA.
Yes. That's it.
Number 6, Planning Board report. Good evening. Evening.
So we had four items for last month's meeting. All 4 was approved, 3 businesses, and then 1 lot that was in the aquifer. And of course, I had to go to the planning board for approval for dividing it just to the heirs. So Dragonfly psychotherapy and training on 621 Mohawk Road, that was approved. The new Ninja Japanese Express over at 86 West Broadway was approved, which is, if you haven't tried it out, it's pretty good. And then Blaine King was the landowner out of West Broadway by Folsom Concrete. That's aquifer that had to be to the planning board for approval for separating. And then Biofine finally met with us, and that was an approval. And I will say that we had an opportunity of visiting their refinery down in Old Town, and that was very educational to go down there and see that. That was good. Yep, that's all I got.
Thank you. Any questions on monthly reports, council? Councilor Hannigan?
Mr. Chair, I just need a clarification. Maybe the town manager can have this answer. It says we're going to be having a 40% increase April 1st in the taxes. To my understanding, like the homestead exemption is funded through the state, which I don't know if that's at 59% or 100%. My knowledge, it used to be funded at 100%. Veterans exemption always was funded 80%, 4,200 from the state to the town, and the town swallowing 1,200 of that sick. And also, as far as the tree growth, etc., to my understanding, tree growth is not a percentage given back to the town. There's a certain percentage of tree growth collected, and then each municipality gets a percentage of that. So I would like to have more of a clarification on how the breakdown is going to be, because I don't know if it's a 59% outlay back to the town, or if it's 80% for veterans and 6% of collections of tree growth tax. I don't know, but I would like to have a clarification on that before. And also, if we're going to up the valuation of 40%, I would like to see the mill rate drop to compensate for difference.
We, for an answer, I'll give you a chance, but
That's fine. If you want to answer it.
Oh, no, I can't answer. But we're gonna have a separate meeting. We're gonna have our state representatives here. We're gonna have the assessor here. We're gonna get all those. I've already asked for that meeting. We just need to set it. So, yeah, that took me back too. But I honestly would have to turn it over to the manager and the assessor because I don't have those answers. We are gonna have a separate meeting so the entire council can hear what's going on with those numbers.
You just said the right thing. We'll have a workshop meeting that will cover a number of these things. And that's the time to bring these up and try to learn answers.
It'll be well before April.
Yes.
Probably multiple meetings.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Anyone here for open forum? Item number 8. Item number 9, street closure for Festival of Lights Parade and tree lighting. Suggested motion to move to approve the closure of Veterans Square from 4 PM to 6 PM on December 7th. That's wrong in your paper. It should be December 7th, not December 2nd. And it should be 2024. We already did it for 23. For the Christmas tree lighting ceremony and the closure of Main Street for the parade of lights between 4 PM and 6 PM.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? 7-0. Item number 10, closures South Shore outboard boat races. Suggested motion move to approve the closure of Prince Thomas Park parking lot to vehicular traffic and the beach area to pedestrian traffic from May 16, 17, and 18, 2025 to accommodate South Shore outboard boat races. Note this is the second year they will be coming here. Motion? Joe, is that a motion?
No, second your motion. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Gordon? Discussion?
Quick question, when you're talking about, closure of the, beach area, I'm assuming that people can be back from that to observe.
I don't know. That's my question too.
I can speak to that. Yeah, I was just about to turn it over to you. This is Jeff Bourne, by the way. He is with the South Board.
South Shore Board, as well as Chris, my boy. We were here last year. Thank you for your time. The beach area would be only closed on Friday from 12 to 3. And the beach area will be closed on Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 3. Other than that, the spectators are more than welcome to come to we have a fence across the beach area, so it's fenced off to protect the general public. So anything behind the fence is open to the general public. And we had a great showing last year. Everybody had a great time. Really appreciate Lincoln.
So on Friday, it would only be from noon time to 3 o'clock. That's
Correct.
Okay.
What we would have testing. They go from 12 to 3 on Friday. And then the actual racing would be 9 to 3 Saturday and Sunday.
I guess my question for whoever would be enforcing or helping keep the roads blocked, what have you, would be disabled persons in wheelchairs. Would there be a way that if somebody wanted to come down that was disabled and needed a wheelchair and what have you, that they could come down and they're on a scooter, say, for instance?
Yes.
And so they could come observe the warm-ups from 12 to 3?
Yes, there will be access to the comfort station, the new, that would be open to the public. The whole back street over towards the Airbnb. Tennis court, that whole street there would be open to handicapped persons.
Okay.
That would be the handicap entry.
Okay.
And they could view from there. Yes.
Questions? Can we define that motion that says Friday from 12 to 3 and then Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 3? So,
I think we could, if that's the motion you make, yes. you
oh,
can.
I didn't make it.
She can record
Sheldon did.
Like the font, we define that.
Could we define that, Sheldon? Yep. So it's gonna be, move to approve the closure of Prince Thomas parking lot to vehicular traffic in the beach area to pedestrians traffic on May 16th from 12 to 3, May 17th and 18th.
Before you go on that, can you do, the traffic, we need to control it, the whole time because we're parking in that area with our trailers. From Friday to Sunday, the traffic will be controlled, but the public will always be allowed on paved areas. The only time anything will be shut down is the sand of the beach from 9 or from on Friday from noon to 3, and then Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 3. That's the part that's actually shut down to public. All the paved area is open to public. We're just needing to control it.
But all the paved area is gonna be open to the public.
Yes, but not traffic. Vehicular traffic.
No vehicular traffic.
But it would be open to those disabled folks on
Yep,
scooters,
absolutely. Yep.
People with strollers,
Yes, sir.
people with
Yep.
wheelchairs.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I was concerned.
And we don't interrupt the business down the end of the gym.
Lincoln Motors Company.
Yep.
Jim Nealon.
Yep. So and then that would be Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 3.
Yes.
Questions? Comments? All in favor? 7-0. Thank you.
One last item, if I could, so I'd like to give you a program that we put
Excellent.
together last year.
Excellent.
Oh, thank you.
We'll have new program this year. And you're just waiting for this to come through.
Probably Lincoln. Rooms, like, couple of it.
Good event, but it's chilly.
It's makes the motors run good.
Thank you.
Thank you much. Look forward to entertaining.
Item number 11, suggested motion move to acknowledge the official election results in the town of Lincoln for both November 5th, 2024 state general and referendum election and the local candidate election as attached. Steve? So, discussion? I just want to say thank you, Ann, and to all the folks that worked with you. I know that this was.
It's quite the election. Yeah, takes a team to do it, though.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I do the same. I heard a lot of companies, so, where it was going. Oh, why your name kept popping up, but-
I wasn't in charge. I was just telling people where to go.
You were wanting to mention bird charge, you know what I'm saying?
It's the military, sorry.
I was there for observing parts of it, and I was very impressed. They did a great job.
Did she dump you?
Oh, she's-
Well, there you go. Everyone needs muscle around.
Right here.
All in favor? 7-0. Item 12A, public hearing on cemetery ordinance. Suggested motion move to open a public hearing for the purpose of hearing oral written comments on proposed changes to the cemetery ordinance section 1802.10 stone and monumental work. Gordon? Marcelo? Discussion? All in favor? 7-0. Time started. 7:17 PM. Mr. Leatherby? You're gonna tell us?
Would you
what-
like me to
Yes, sir.
give you any info that you
Give us
want?
some idea. what's
I'll
going
answer
on
any
here.
questions, but yeah, all we're looking to do is I've talked to, the new Monument Place over next to the Lincoln News. Rogan's. I've talked with her. She's done some work for us, or she's had her crew do some work. I've talked to another company, Smets. I talked to Lee Page. Anyway, and we paid $450 per stone out of perpetual care to have 3 stones straightened and all. And her comment when she came over to look at them to give me a price was, a lot of the problem is the foundation that you have, because we had it that you had to have 3 feet down through the frost wall and all that stuff. So we wouldn't, she says, if you would go with crushed stone or the patio blocks like we do now, we give them an option on patio blocks with permission from whoever the cemetery parks and recreation director is. And if we did the same thing with crushed stone, she felt that would be a lot easier. And when stones start to tip, you can take a crowbar and put them back in place very easily. So, but right now, she charges $450, and that's a low price for what we get done. So just thinking going forward, and the thing that I like is it says in there anyway, permitted with prior approval granted during the permit process by yours truly. So depending upon where it is, so if we decide after we do 2 or 3 of these, that, hey, wait, those have tipped over, we can't put them back, we had to hire Rogan's at $650, then I can deny anybody's request for that, just like we do with patio blocks. And one of the things that Millinocket or Medway told me was that they do foundations with cement because they've got a cemetery that's full of sand. And that was one of the things that the lady for Rogan said. Yeah, if it's sand, so you got to look at each section and see where it is. But it says our cemetery overall, or cemeteries, would be easy enough to do crushed stone in most cases. So, anything for questions?
Anyone else? Thank you.
Okay.
Time to close the session is 7:20 PM. Item 12B, suggested motion. Move to approve the ordinance changes to section 1802.10, stone and monumental work as attached. Dan? Who was the second? Gordon? Discussion? All in favor? 7-0. Public hearing. Move to open public hearing for the purpose of hearing oral and written comments on the issuance of a renewal bottle club license application for the Lincoln Snow House Club. Jared? Dan? All in favor? 7-0. Open at 7:21 PM. Questions, concerns? Comments? Hearing none, close at 7:21 PM. Item 13B, suggested motion, move to approve the renewal of bottle club license application for Lincoln Snowhound Snowmobile Club. Dan? Sheldon? Steve? All in favor? 7-0. 14, authorized bid process. Move to authorize the treasurer on behalf of the town council to dispose of real estate property acquired by the town for non-payment of taxes by initiating the bid process to dispose of the property located at 5 Highland Avenue with a minimum bid of $18,585. Steve? Jared? Discussion? All.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
Now, has all effort been made for any past payments, or have you worked with the people, or? is this been done?
Melissa, would you like to?
The property was condemned last month by the town council. The building was torn down last month by the town council. It has been abandoned for the last, I think, 5 years.
Maybe longer.
It was owned, well, the federal government had a loan on HUD, I believe it was. They have written it off. And per the new state law, if we collect anything more than what we have for liens, the sanitary district has in liens, we have to return any excess funds to the former owner, which I believe would still be eligible for that. It's not HUD that was the former owner. They have a loan, but there is a former owner, and for the new state law, we would have to return any excess funds to them.
Excess. Sorry.
Mr. Chairman, I have another question. And I don't know if we have any ordinance or anything in the charter pertaining to conflict of interest, any authorized bid process moving forward. I personally feel that no employee, no spouse of an employee of a council or a town employee would even bid on it. Meaning to a lot of people out in the community, conflict of interest. So I don't know if we have anything in writing to say that this can't happen, or if there's something that we might want to look at in the future.
I don't know the answer. We certainly can look at the charter. But if you wish to make a change, either by ordinance or charter, you can do that.
We'd have to have that on the next agenda. So, can I ask a question? Is that over the 18,585? Anything over that, we'd have to refund to the original owner?
We can claim administrative costs. Wade's got several days invested in this. I have several days invested in this.
Plus
So-
tearing it down.
Yeah, so we could claim our administrative cost as well. And then anything over and above that, we would have.
Well, we
to
can
return.
recoup our money.
Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor? 7-0. Item number 15, accept grant. Move to accept the risk reduction grant amount of $3,000 from the Maine Municipal Association to install security cameras in the town office, and additional funding will come from E900-0110 Finance Computers. Jared? Dan? Discussion? Jared?
Why do we have extra money in finance computers?
We don't really have extra money in there. We budget an anticipated amount for computers. Sometimes we can get away with just upgrading a computer instead of replacing an entire computer.
So which way you want to start? Not getting the
It's all-
computer that you thought you needed in the budget process? You see where I'm going with this?
I do. We
We
have,
had quite a
we
discussion
have
about this.
over 50 computers in all the town buildings. Last year, if you remember, we got quite some grants to upgrade some different components of computers. This excess will only be maybe $300 or $400. And if it looks like we're not gonna have the $300 or $400 there, we'll look at something else that maybe we haven't spent and spend it from there. But I think that cameras are very important to have in this building, especially with the funds that we have, elections, things like that.
I don't disagree that they need it. I just, we talked at length during the budget process, though, not
Yeah.
taking money that was allocated for something and using it somewhere
Yeah.
else. So I don't know if we can find a better spot. But
Hammond, do we have a price point? Will 3,000 cover it?
Yeah.
3,000, what was the number?
I think 34 something, maybe 33. I don't have that.
3,400.
Correct me if I'm wrong, the last time we had a thing to go out, I thought it was charter, it was not, it was actually policy. Was that over $2,000?
10,000.
Over 10,000, I'm sorry, okay. So anything under 10,000, you don't need to, you don't need your, two people, you can just give to one.
We could, if there was not going to be competitors for that specific thing.
Okay.
And regarding money from a computer, Melissa hasn't said to you, she's been trying to push a new computer onto me for 2 years, and I haven't taken it. So there alone is one computer that so far has not been purchased.
Not for lack of effort.
No, she's tried.
I guess the biggest thing is a computer that needs to be replaced, not going to be.
No, if
We
that,
don't want
if
to then do this again next year. You know,
if that were to come, somebody, they would have a computer.
Okay.
And
So it is like $490, right?
Yeah.
Any more discussion? All in favor? 7-0. Item 16, State of Maine paid family medical leave. Melissa?
I would like to say right off the bat, I misquoted something in that memo to you folks. I stated that the, sorry, I'm trying to find my memo. That the union members, their 1% had to be paid, and it would have to be paid. They can't pay it because their union contract does not say that they're eligible, that they have to pay it. But according to this new Paid Family Medical Leave Act with the state of Maine, we won't even have to collect on them until they have a new bargaining agreement.
Or May 20 of 2026, whichever comes later.
Whichever comes, no, they won't be eligible to start using it until May 20th, 2025, or the new
26.
contract, whichever is later,
26.
26.
26.
But when you folks negotiate their contracts next summer, that should be put into their contracts that they have to start their contributions to it. It just so happens our contracts end prior to that May deadline.
But there's all town works, fire, police, everybody
Transfer.
ends prior to May of 2026.
Correct.
Yes.
So May of 2026 would be when they'd have to start contributing.
Yeah.
And we'd have to start contributing for them. 55%.
For them, but we have to
0.5%.
contribute for the others beginning
However it
January
negotiates.
1.
However it pans out, but we still have, right now, we have non-union people that need to
Correct.
be getting on board here January 1st, correct?
The question to you people is, what is going to be the way this town is going to do this? Is the town going to pay the 1%? Or is the town going to cause the employees to lose 0.5% of their pay and the town pays the other half?
Well, let's get this straight off the bat. The town didn't cause anything. The legislature did.
This was done by the legislature.
Correct. So I think that until this can get changed, and I don't know that it can, but they took the property tax away from the senior citizens. So maybe if enough people feel the pain in this, we can get enough people to move in Augusta to take this away as well.
But we don't know that.
It's anybody's guess. So personal opinion, I say we pay 0.5%, the employee pays 0.5%.
We are not asking you to make that decision
Right,
tonight.
no, but that's what we're
However, in
looking
your
at.
December meeting, we will need an answer out of it.
You tell us the totals, what that costs.
Well, I
in
do have an-
December.
I do have an estimate on this memo for a year's worth for the non-union would be 13,551. So if the council is going to do half from the town and half from the employees, it would be about 6,000 for a full year. So for the January to June, when we've got this budget, it's gonna be 3,000 that the town would pay and approximately 3,000 that the employees would pay.
But that's the employees altogether.
That's just the
Oh,
non-union.
but that's what we're talking about,
Correct.
non-union.
Yes,
Gordon?
Based on salary range,
it's,
can you say for an individual, how much are we talking?
I think I looked at mine and it's gonna be like 300 and some dollars.
It's 0.5% of your
Yeah.
base wage.
Yeah. So, it's $5-10 a week from each person's,
From the working people.
right.
I just want to say, of the little job I had, I noticed today, and they're going to start taking up 25% of non-pay, and the plus, the employer will pay the other 25%. So I think that would be the way to go, like you suggested.
This is just a discussion, so no one's asking for a vote tonight, but anybody else want to say anything on that? Mr. Manager?
I would say this, there are many people in Maine, I suspect, who currently have jobs and have no idea this is coming.
Oh, yes.
But they'll learn in January.
Just another unfunded mandate.
It is.
Oh, it's being funded by us.
Well, yes, but it's a mandate that makes us fund it. So. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Can you step up so we know who you are and what have you? And I don't mind. Usually we don't have public participation. Well, this is a discussion, yes.
It was my understanding that we had to start paying into this next year, although it wasn't gonna be collected until May 26th.
Correct.
January 1st.
No, it's gonna be collected
January 1st.
quarterly. And it's not going to be available to use until May of 2026.
So January 1st is
Correct.
coming,
Yes.
you start
Correct.
paying into that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you. Item 18B, appoint member to the Library Advisory Committee. Move to appoint blank to the Library Advisory Committee to fill a vacancy until May 2025. We have two.
Number 17,
Oh.
I just wanted to celebrate the fact.
Sorry. Hey, this is my first day,
That's all right.
right?
Yeah, we'll backtrack just a
Wait,
moment. I
never
wish
mind.
Kathy
Never
was here.
Strike that. Item 17, accept grant from Northern Penobscot Activities Council, Play Matters Grant. Move to accept a Play Matters grant from the Northern Penobscot Activities Council in the amount of $750 to create an interactive story walk on the Town of Lincoln Walking Trail in the spring of 2025. Gordon? Oh, Jared. Jared? Discussion? I have a question. Who will maintain and or repair the items that are put along the walking trail should some little darling decide they're gonna break it,
Right.
kick it,
Right, and
knock it over?
that's definitely would fall on us. I feel like library funds would take care of that once the grant has done the initial work, because we will be putting different stories in there over time. And, it'll last as long as it's gonna last. I'm gonna have to work with Public Works and Rec about making sure that we have the best places for these stands, and that it doesn't interfere with other activities. So it's really, spring will be the tell tale about how much this will cost anyone as far as upkeep is concerned. If we do it well and right, it should be things for a while.
So is this going to cause us to use the public works folks to set these items up and
For
to,
$750, it should be pretty sustainable to get it done for that price. That was what it was. Kathy had written a proposal and it was received.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Manager?
I suspect we will use Parks and Recreation people to do this as opposed to public.
I just worry about down the road about repair and
Well, we just
resetting.
wanted to see it done right and not just, dug into the ground by us.
And we can-
Us librarians
and-
out there with shovels.
And we can do that for $750.
Kathy can, so when she got the grant, she was. There's going to be just stands that will be along the walking trail where it's under plexiglass that will have a story. So page for page, people will be able to walk along the trail, and by the end of the trail, we have the full story. And we'll just, it's interactive and we'll change it out. So really the price is for the posts and said plexiglass for things.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anyone else? All in favor? 6-1. Any opposed? Now. Discussion on the Library Advisory Committee number 18A. Mr. Mann.
The question becomes, can a non-resident be on this committee? And for a while, we only had one applicant and it was a non-resident. I don't see that we have anything that tells us. I think maybe we ought to get to such a place, but can't get there tonight. Now we have two applicants, so possibly the question isn't quite as urgent.
Only question, Chair, is I realize that there is a person application. But she mentioned in the description that she was a subscriber.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean she pays a fee?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do you use the library?
That fee directly benefits the library? Do all people pay a subscription fee or?
If you're out of town, yes, you have to pay for it. So it's just access to the library by paying.
Question would be, now that I know what the subscription fee. My question is, are you being paid to the library for those that funds go to for books, other books and stuff?
It goes into the fees, the line item from the library to the town. It's because they're non-taxpayers. So they
Thinking myself, if they pay a subscription, is that the same as a taxpayer or?
I totally think that she would, if we didn't have two candidates, I guess I would have said yes.
Well, so an advisory committee, do they get involved on what you should spend your money on? Because it should be the Lincoln taxpayer that has a full decision on that. Do they help with that?
The advisory committee has many different roles, but they would advise me, the director, as to how things are run. So that way, it's when we go up to, they do get to see budget and get to weigh in on, you make recommendations, but then the budget ultimately relies on the committee and the committee and then you all. So it's that's they can, it's an advisory board. It's not a it's advisory and recommendation board.
Do we have any other committees that you know, or that will be,
Not that I know
that actually tries to feed the size of the library.
To me, on the page, I do, technically, but they are receiving a service.
Yeah.
So to me, that should be, it should be involved in the advisory. Because they are receiving a service, because they're non-resident, and they are, they can take votes on them, because of the library.
I think we're active.
Anyone else? Anyone else for discussion? Okay, suggested motion to appoint blank to the Library Advisory Committee to fill the vacancy until May 2025. I'll take a name, please.
I'll be for Kathy.
Yeah, we have two applicants and knows about them.
And Marcella made the motion. Gordon seconded it. Okay. Right there, I put Gordon, Dan. All in favor? 7-0. Congratulations, Kathy Motion. Do we need an executive session tonight?
We do not.
Okay, item 19 will not be used tonight. Item 20, future agenda items is going to be the meeting on, with Ruth in the assessor, item. And anything else for future agenda items?
Do we have a, do we have anything from the exchange from up there regarding
Not that I know about.
That's something that's.
I view you as our expert.
Well, I won't be taking any voting action on that, but I have heard concerns from one of the stores that they would like to know if that's gonna happen, when that would happen.
Nothing as of right yet. I do know that I have had a couple of other stores reach out. And basically, the only place that you can actually go is on West Broadway. Out. And there's no vacancy, there's no, unless they want to build a new structure to go into. There's really no vacancy for another one to win. So. I would like to see. Talk about how many, and how many we actually think we can. But maybe not. I'd like to.
I think in the legislature, we put a number on it. I remember what came before the LA. I think we put a number on that. We should look into that and see. It's a lot like liquor store. You only have so much based on population, based on.
Yeah, how much we drink.
Well, yeah. But no, we should look into that and see if the state of Maine put a limitation on how many of these shops we can have based on population.
I don't believe the state has put a limitation on how many towns we have. The towns have complete authority when it comes to selecting how many stores that they can have. They have complete authority. If they want to limit it to 6 or 7, they have the right to do that. If the town wants 20 or 30, they can do that. It all depends on the town.
So we'll have that discussion next in December, along with setting up the meeting with the assessor. Anything else? Motion to adjourn. Steve, Jared, all in favor? 7-0. Thank you very much.
Representative Gifford, that's a bill for you.